Mike Gonzalez is going to lead off, and I apologize because you are listening to me standing behind home plate with a stiff wind blowing in my face coming out of the northwest. We are at Shadow Creek Field number 4 here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the site of the 2024 International Pride Softball World Series. I'm Rich Siegel along with Dr. Joel Tremblay. Our second game here this afternoon is another elimination game featuring the Long Beach UFACA, the visiting team, against the Dallas Force. Coming over, and this is UFACA's, at least for me.
All right, so welcome back here to the iPride Softball Gay Softball World Series. We are in the D
right
Division
field,
here at Shadow
right
Rock
center
Park.
field, and he is
we've had some technical issues this morning,
so his team.
First main issue is that it is very windy here at Shadow Rock. It is a little bit cooler today, which is nice, but the wind has made it very hard for us to broadcast from outside.
Right to the first baseman,
from
who
inside
makes
the car,
the
which
play
they
and then
allowed us to
doubles
bring
off
in
the
towards
base
the field.
runner
But there
at
has
first base, and
been
so
some
quickly
glare
we
reported
have
off the
two out
windshield,
here
so we're trying to find a
in
spot for
the
the car
at the top
where
of the
we will
first
not
inning.
be interfering with the high-level softball that we are trying to bring you here on the Cloud Sports Network. The game that you are going to watch now is the Texas Force versus the Long Beach UFACA.
And so that is Joshua Sosa. He hits a bouncer right back to the pitcher, Carl Powell, and Powell makes the play to the first baseman, and that ends the first inning for UFACA. Nothing across for them. No runs. Well, they did have the hit, and nobody left on base. The double play took care of that. We go to the bottom of the first. It is UFACA nothing. The Texas Force coming to bat.
And we have a lot of very wonderful sponsors that help make the Cloud Sports Network go, as well as this International Pride Softball World Series. So we are going to take some time.
We're on the air.
We're going to take some time to talk about some of our sponsors. And one of our sponsors is ViiV, ViiV Healthcare. ViiV is a great company. And they make a number of different pharmaceuticals for HIV and to prevent HIV. At ViiV, we are 100% dedicated to HIV medicines and research. That's why ViiV has an ongoing partnership with iPride Softball, particularly the Gay Softball World Series. ViiV wishes all the teams in this tournament, particularly tomorrow on Championship Saturday, very good luck.
All right, so we may have to reposition ourselves yet again, but we'll wait until somebody comes over and tells us to move. We are in a car broadcasting to you here from Shadow Rock, excuse me. The Dallas Force will be coming back for the first time in this elimination game, and Grayson Chavez will be the leadoff batter.
Yes, and we don't want to impact the game here. We are just trying to get the broadcast done. We have been working with the head umpire, David Waite, and Mark Aronson, who is one of the field managers. He's a former athletics committee chair. I've worked with him a number of times, and we're just trying to find something that will keep everybody happy with the broadcast going, but the players not seeing glare or other things. And we had someone come up to the car, if you heard a little bit on the broadcast, that was saying something. We were trying to explain that...
It was the shortstop for Force, James Clark, who came up and asked if we could move it again. There's a bouncer back to the pitcher, and the first out of the bottom of the first is made 1-3. That'll bring up Connor Henderson. We waited for the sun to get rid of the clouds to give us some warmth, and the sun is creating issues. But the problem is that if we were sitting outside of the car, you likely would not be able to hear us from all the wind. Anyway, here is the first pitch to Henderson. And that first pitch is outside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. And he swings and lifts one in the air to right center field. It's down for a hit. Henderson around first will hold, and it is runner at first and 1 out. For Ryan Littlejohn. And now we are going to be hindered even more because some players decide to go to the fence. They obviously are oblivious to the fact that we're here. First pitch is a ball.
I am fighting every impulse in my body to honk the horn at him, Rich.
Why don't you do that? There's a base hit down the left field line. It's a fair ball past the third baseman. It'll be runners at second and third with one out here in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring up Mike Kerr.
So the Texas Force with a little something going here in the bottom of the first inning. Just to catch you up, if this is your first broadcast, this is slow pitch softball. That pitch has got to go at least 6 feet high, no higher than 12 feet, and everybody starts with a 1-1 count. So you're going to see the batters change fast.
Mike Kerr lines one into right center field for a hit, and 2 runs will score. Nope, only 1 run will score as the play to the plate is made and the out is made. It will be the second out of the inning.
I was with you, Rich. I thought that one was going to come in easy, but that ball got in a hurry and a very nice play. Catcher held on to the ball and made the tag.
Okay, this is not going to work. Too many people are congregating by the fence, and that's just not going to work. I'm going to wait till this half inning is over. This is, I believe, James Clark, the shortstop. And the first pitch is a ball. James Clark takes a strike. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think you should honk the horn. Okay, now I can't even see the batter. There is a fly ball foul down the right field line. Where's my phone? There's the pitch, and it's a ground ball off the glove of the second baseman, and he has no play. Okay, so Mitch is moving people.
And I think this is going to be Howard here coming to the plate.
And the first pitch to him is a ball. It is first and third. And there's a strike. The next one swung on and lifted down the right field line, and that ball, we lose sight of the ball there. The ball must have been caught because the Euphocas are coming off the field, so the out is made, and the inning is over.
And so I believe with that play at the plate, the Texas Force got 1 in that inning, so we will go into the top of the second inning with Euphauca coming to the plate, with the score being 1-0 in favor of the Texas Force.
Kimo Hinton will lead off to start the second inning for Euphauca. He'll be followed by Ernest Solano and Joe Tentradini. Batters 4, 5, and 6. See, Mitch always knows how to solve a problem. He's just put a table there so that nobody will stand in front of us. Thank you, Mitch. Our game is 1-0. And the first pitch is a ball to Kimo Hinton. And that is another ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Gets into your mouth. It's just blowing so hard. And ball 4.
So a leadoff walk to Kimo Hinton. That's going to bring up Ernest Solano.
Solano takes a strike. And the next one is grounded up the middle and out of the reach of James Clark and on into center field for a base hit.
So runners on first and second for Joe Tantardini, the number 6 batter.
And it looks like they're going to have a courtesy runner for him. He wears number 7, and I believe that's Mike Elliott.
So once in every inning, you can replace any runner you want to with what is called a courtesy runner, somebody usually a little bit faster. Also, you will see some folks who, if they have some sort of problem where they can't run, you can also get a runner because you have an issue. Not necessarily a disability, but some kind of problem where you can't run, so you may see some runners being subbed in for that as well.
Joe Tantardini hits a ground ball up the middle and on into center field for a base hit, and the bases are loaded.
And that's going to bring up Drew Nakano.
His team trails by 1 run.
Nakano in the last game scored twice.
And the batter just now settling into the batter's box. He is a left-handed batter. And the first pitch to him is a strike called on the inside. The next one, swing and a base hit down the line into the right field corner. Hinton scores. The runner for Solano, Elliott, scores. And on the play, Tantardini to third. It's a double for Drew Nakano, and it is 2-1, UFACA.
And the founder of Cloud Sports, Roman Jimenez, not able to be with us this time, but still texting and staying in the game and staying on the broadcast. And he is telling us that the winner of this game is going to play the loser of the Phoenix Charlies versus the LA Thunder.
And there's a bouncing ball to the right side, fielded by the second baseman. Throws on to first for the out. Base runners held. That's the first out of the inning. The putout goes 4-3, and the batter will be Tommy Marquez. Marquez bats from the right side. Carl Powell, Hall of Famer Carl Powell, in the circle today for the Dallas Force or the Texas Force. And there is a line drive, and he catches it, and the inning is not over. Carl thought that the inning was over, and he just dropped the ball. And alertly, Mike Kirk came running over from first base to get the ball to make sure there'd be no further advancement by the base runners.
Yes, I saw him drop that ball, Rich, and I looked up and down my scorebook to see if I had missed an out, but I think he had missed the out, but no harm done. Reynoso to the plate. There's still 2 runners on.
Second and third are those base runners, and the first pitch to Reynoso is a ball, short. 2 balls and 1 strike. Carl Powell, a little bit high, and so the umpire throws his left arm out to indicate the pitch illegal, 3-1. And he walks.
And that's going to load the bases, but a force at every bag now for Landry.
Brayton Landry, the batter, and he can add to his team's lead here, which is 2-1. And the first pitch is a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. A little bit high. I thought it looked a little bit illegal too, but apparently not. But nevertheless, the pitch was a ball, and the count is 3-1. Here's the next one. And that pitch is a strike called. 3-2. Tantardini at third, Nakano at second, and Reynoso at first. Swinging a bouncing ball up the middle, fielded by James. Oh, it's underneath his glove, and on into center field for a hit. Tantardini scores the run, and everybody else moves up a base.
Yep, that one had eyes. It looked like he might have a play, but just got in under his glove and out into center field. And another run scores, and so it is now 3-1 in favor of UFACA.
And the top of the order now comes for UFACA, and the batter will be Mike Gonzalez. And the first pitch is grounded into right field for a hit. Drew Nakano scores, and so does Armando Reynoso. 2 more runs have scored, and on the play, Landry to second. And that makes our score 5-1 for UFACA. Landry at second, and Gonzalez at first, and the batter is Mike Elliott. Five across here in the top of the second. Carl Powell to the plate. And Elliott swings and grounds one to the second baseman. He bobbles it, and he has no play. Landry to third. Gonzalez to second. Elliott on at first. And Joshua Sosa will be the batter. They have batted around in this inning. They have sent every batter to the plate. They lead, does Ufaka 5-1. Sosa takes a ball. And he swings and hits one to the second baseman. He'll go to shortstop for the force at second base. The inning is over. However, in the top of the second, Ufaka from Long Beach scored 5 times. And as we go to the bottom of the second here on the Cloud Sports Network, Ufaka leads the force by the score of 5-2.
And again, we'll take a moment to talk about one of our awesome sponsors. This sponsor for the bottom half of the second inning is Mr. That's M-I-S-T-R. Mr. provides prep in a once-daily pill regimen that is 99% effective. At Mr. offers free delivery anywhere in the United States. Mr. is proud to partner with the Gay Softball World Series for their 4th year. Again, that is Mr., and they are able to deliver prep anywhere in the United States.
Nate Cassidy is going to be the leadoff batter for the force here in the top of the second inning. His team trails by 4. It's 5-1.
A little delay with the second baseman getting out there, but getting into position, and I think they'll be good to go in just a second here.
And the first pitch to Cassidy. Swing and hits one into right center field. Right fielder ranging over to his right. And he makes the catch for the out. And that'll bring up Carl Powell.
You mentioned he's a Hall of Famer, Rich?
He is indeed. And I believe he was inducted in Dallas. And Carl Powell swings and lifts one in the air to down the right side and foul out of play. The on-deck batter is Omar Sabanye. There's a fly ball lifted out into right center field, and the catch is made. I guess Cassidy must have gotten on because he's at first base, but as I said, we have moved back from the fence, and so we lose a lot of what goes on in right field. So Cassidy is at first base. Carl Powell makes the out. So it's a runner at first and 2 out for Omar Zabanye. And he takes the pitch for a ball. Next one, swung on and bounced to the middle fielder. He'll go to second for 1 on the first. Double play. No?
Nope. It looks like
I saw the umpire throw his arm up.
It looked like the middle fielder there, did not go to second. Wasn't even that close to be in the neighborhood. So yes, it looks like the runner is safe at second, and the second out of the inning was made at first. And so I think we have the runner on second, Cassidy, and then that should bring Blake. Yeah.
Blake Gray, the batter, and he grounds one out of the reach of the second baseman and on to the right field for a hit. A run will score, and the score is now 5-2 as Nate Cassidy crosses the plate. So, all of you who are listening, who you got for this game, the Ufakas or the Force? Grayson Chavez will be the batter. He bounced back to the pitcher for the first out of the ball game. He bats from the left side.
And I was saying Texas Force. I believe it is Dallas. Do you know which they prefer, Rich?
I call them Dallas.
Force, one of those team names that just kind of goes around the league. I think there's also a Nashville Force this year.
Yes, there is. Pitches a ball, and finally the people that have been blocking our view are leaving. Wind picking up again. Oh my goodness, the dust is, I mean, it reduces the visibility significantly.
And again, we mentioned this in the last broadcast, but kudos to the pitchers who are putting up with this because it is not easy to pitch in this kind of wind.
There's a fly ball hit out into right center field. The ball is down, goes all the way to the fence. Grayson Chavez delivers, and his speed is so fast, he was at second base before the ball was recovered, and it's a triple, a stand-up triple, with 2 outs and a run in. And that'll bring up Connor Henderson.
So yeah, I believe Cassidy and Gray are in, so that's 2 runs in the inning. So I think. So I believe we are now at 5-3 in favor of Ufaka.
And Henderson takes the ball, tries to cut into the deficit even more, and he grounds one up the middle and on into right center field for a base hit. And he, on his horse, heads to second base where he's in with a double. And Chavez scored, the leadoff batter. It's 5-4. This is Ryan Littlejohn. Mike Kerr, the on-deck circle. Littlejohn lifts one in the air to right field, and I can't see what goes on in right field, so I'm going to watch what the players do. And the out is made. Or was it a foul ball? It's a foul ball.
Yep, Littlejohn strolling back to the plate here.
All right, here Littlejohn bats again, and the next pitch to him is a ball, 2-2. And there's a foul ball. That's the courtesy foul. One more of those, and he is out. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a swing and a fly ball hit out into left center field. That ball has got some carry. It one hops to the fence. Henderson will score, and Littlejohn into second base with a double, and the game is tied.
And that found a nice gap. Again, Ufaka is playing with their extra fielder on the infield, so that creates a lot of room out in those spaces with only 3 outfielders. And this is going to be Mike Kerr, the cleanup hitter, coming to the plate from the left-hand side.
Yes, sir.
Rips one by the pitcher right out into center field. Littlejohn comes to the plate. Looks like he makes it.
Can you offer this area open so that we can see? They moved us back because there's a glare.
And it looks like Kerr got in there to second base on that RBI double, and now Texas Force has taken the lead 6-5. And that's going to bring James Clark to the plate.
Is there a way we can communicate when at-bats are to you better?
James Clark is going to bat.
Again, a little conversation here behind the plate, but we have the Dallas Force up 6-5.
There is an injured player.
Yeah, it looked like there was, at the plate, there wasn't quite a a play. He was pretty clearly safe, but there seemed to be some sort of twist or something as he ran by the plate. Hopefully that wasn't an ankle or something, and he's okay.
It's not the batter. Catcher for UFACA over there to help. Mike Harwell is out. He's the coach and the manager of this team. So I hear it could be his knee, and so they've got the medic coming over, and she will attend to the player. Well, he's up. It's Grayson Chavez, by the way.
It looks like there were a few cheers and some clapping for good sportsmanship, hoping that everybody's okay there. And we're going to have James Clark coming up to the plate with, I believe, Mike Kerr out there at second base. Still in the bottom half of the second inning, and the Force from Dallas have come back and taken the lead 6-5 with 5 runs in this inning.
This is going to be one of those games that goes to double digits. And James Clark batting for the second time.
Reached on his first at bat, but was left on base when Huard hit a fly ball. Still waiting on something here. Pitcher well behind the mound and not quite ready to go yet. Might be the medic over on the first base line.
Yeah.
Again, that's a place that we just can't see from where we are, but that would make the most sense.
The base umpire returns to his position. Clark has stepped out of the batter's box, and now they are ready to continue play. And the first pitch to Clark is a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that pitch way high. There's a swing and a fly ball hit foul to the other field. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a ground ball hit to the third baseman. He didn't have to move, and he throws the runner out. 5-3 on the putout, and the inning is over. James Clark out, and that completes the inning. However, 5 runs did score for the Force, and after the the bottom of the second, the score is now the Force 6 and Long Beach UFACA 5 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And as we change it over, I'm just going to take a minute here to mention these sponsors again. So the sponsors for this game are ViiV. At ViiV, we are 100% dedicated to HIV medicines and research. That's why ViiV has an ongoing partnership with iPride Softball, particularly the Gay Softball World Series. ViiV wishes all the teams in tomorrow's championships good luck. And Mr. provides PrEP in a once-daily pill regimen that is 99% effective. At Mr., they offer free delivery anywhere in the United States, and they are proud to partner with the Gay Softball World Series for a 4th year. Both of those, ViiV and Mr. doing PrEP. PrEP is a great thing for preventing HIV, and it just keeps getting better. So we've had pills, that's what we're talking about with Mr. ViiV now has injectable PrEP options, which are quite impressive. Every couple months, just get an injection and you're good.
Good to know. Kimo Hittinge is the leadoff batter here. He led off the second inning, and now he's leading off the third inning. His team scored 5 in the second, and then Dallas came back with 5 in their half of the second. So we're at play here on the top of the third. Illegal pitch, and that's ball 4, and the leadoff batter is on via the walk to start the bottom of the top of the third inning, and that'll bring up Ernest Solano, who singled and scored. He scored the second run in that 5-run inning. First pitch to him is a ball. The next delivery is a strike call, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Force playing with a 5-man infield. That ball is driven out to left field. It hangs up long enough, though, to be caught, and that's the first out here. And then, 1 out, the batter will be Tenardini. Joe Tenardini singled and scored in the second inning, and he bats in here in the third inning. And the first pitch from Carl Powell. There's a line drive out into right field, but it's foul. There's a pop-up on the infield. Second baseman calls for it, and I'm going to guess that he caught it because my view is blocked. So the put-out is made, and it's out number 2. And they'll bring up Drew Nakano. He also scored in the second inning.
Having a good day. Nakano scored at least 2 runs in the first game and scored, as you say, in the last inning. So looks like he's at least 3 for 3. I think as we were changing over and moving the car, we might have missed one of his at-bats at that last game.
We might have. Mike Gonzalez is going to come in, and he's going to run for Kimo Hinton. And the first pitch to Nakano is a strike. There's a bounce foul to the right side. It's a foul ball.
And Rich, you and I have our sort of classic scorebooks. Have you gotten a chance to see the scorebook that iPride Softball made this year?
I did. I was able to use it for the Austin Masters team, and it's a ground ball to the first baseman. The ball is down the right field line, and into the corner it goes. On his way to third base is Gonzalez. It'll be a single for Nakano, and he continues his hot day. So it's first and third and 2 out for Jerry Iglesias. I used it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm in love with it. I love the fact that, they have middle velocity, high velocity, low velocity. They have a place where you can put in the courtesy runner, the circle the scene. You have a courtesy runner, you can put the number in. I think it's just one of the most efficient scorebooks I've ever used.
Once I used it, I was liking it as well, but I tell you, a couple of people said, I can't keep score, this is too much for me, because yes, they're trying to make a book that allows you to keep track of the ratings questions that might come up in a protest, high velocity, low velocity, and those sorts of things. It's really good once you get used to it.
There's a fly ball foul down the left field line.
And those velocities are about ratings. We rate people for iPride Softball so that people play in competitive divisions. Again, this is B. A is the top, B is the second tier. A and B look similar a lot of the time except for the number of home runs.
There's a line drive in the right field for a base hit. Gonzalez will score, and on the play, Nakano to second.
And that's going to tie up our ball game at 6-6 now that Ufaka scored 1 in this inning.
Tommy Marquez. He swings and he lifts one into left center field. That is in for a hit. The bases will be loaded. So it'll be Nakano at third, Iglesias at second, Marquez at first with 2 out, and Armando Reynosa will be the batter. He singled and drove in a run and scored a run in that 5-run second. And the first pitch is illegal for a ball 2. is also a ball, ball 3. 3-1. And that pitch is a strike. Reynosa started his move towards first base, but it was called a strike.
I've never seen it work, Rich. You just don't get the ball by moving. You just upset the umpire.
Nope, it's true. Count is full. There's a swing and a line drive into right center field. And the out is made, the catch is made, and the inning is over. A run did score for Ufaka in the top of the third. And we go to the bottom of the third here on the Cloud Sports Network with our game tied at 6.
Hello, Portable AC. Hello, Topo Chico. Topo Chico Hard Seltzer with added minerals for a crisp taste.
And they'll wait to some of them coming over for the perhaps anticipated next game, which I think includes, based on the fact that most of their players were over here, the LA Thunder. Oh, I can't see, there's a glare. Oh, that's worse. All right, we are back here at field number 4 at Shadow Rock in Las Vegas. An elimination game, AB Division, 6-6 is our score.
And we mentioned earlier, this is Friday, so this is an elimination game. The team that wins will continue, and the actually, let me check that, because I think Roman said actually the loser might be playing again. Let's see what Roman has to say. He's texting us again from the home office, the back there in San Diego.
Josh Heward walks. Oh, apparently not. There was a long delay on that call.
So yes, it's the winner of this game is going to move on, but they're going to play the loser of a different game going on between the number 1 seed Charlies and the number 4 seed Thunder.
All right, Josh Heward has been giving too much lip to the home plate umpire, and the umpire has now asked for the coach to come out. I'm surprised he didn't throw him out. So Mike Harwell leaves the dugout. They are standing halfway between home plate and first base.
And just like baseball, you are arguing balls and strikes at your peril. You can be ejected for that. The umpires usually try not to have too short a leash, let people blow off a little steam, but sometimes it gets to be too much.
Now the other base umpire now comes in. Yeah.
Water or Diet Coke?
Diet Coke. Placing an order from the car. It's like being at a drive-in movie theater. So that conversation is taking much longer than I thought.
I think, Mitch Barnes, we need to get him some roller skates. It should be like a drive-in, don't you think, Rich?
Yes.
That sound you're hearing is the Diet Coke. Nothing more fun than that.
So whatever conversation that they were having to try to make heads and tails of what was going on, likely because of Josh Heward. Anyway, Nate Cassidy is going to be the batter. Excuse me, there's a single to right center field. And there's the dust affecting me. Runner at first base, 1 out. Carl Powell, the batter. There is a line drive into right field for a base hit. On his way to third is Nate Cassidy. And Carl Powell with a single. Runners at the corners, and 1 out for Omar Zabanye, who grounded to the middle fielder in his previous plate appearance.
And if you are watching on the Facebook or YouTube pages, please do let us know who you're rooting for. Tag some of your friends who might be playing. And that's part of why we do this, is so everybody can see some loved ones play some softball when they might not otherwise get an opportunity to.
And if we do that, if we get some of them, we'll shout you out.
Yep.
There's a ground ball to second base. Second baseman will go to the middle fielder for one. On to first. Safe. A run did score, by the way. Nate Cassidy did come across the plate. And Zabanya is safe at first base. And that'll bring up Blake Gray.
Once we are settled here, as Rich mentioned a while ago, we've been trying to move the cars, keep the glare out of the field and stuff, but we do have hopefully some interviews for some of these turnovers between innings.
And there's a ground ball to second base, second baseman to the middle fielder, and that is the third out. And so run did score here in the bottom of the third. They get the run back that they surrendered in the top of the third, and we go to the top of the fourth. Our score now, the Force 7 and Ufaka 6 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
Some of the folks on that interview lineup, we're hoping to talk eventually to Mark Sakalaris. He is the athletics director for International Pride Softball. Basically, his job is to make this tournament work, as well as the NAGAAA Cup, which is probably going to be changing to the iPride Cup in the not-too-distant future. And then we also had David Waite come by. He is the umpire in charge for the entire tournament. He was helping us work through things with the players and making sure that we had a vantage point to be able to broadcast but not interrupting the game. And he might come by for a chat in one of these games as well.
We'll talk to whoever wants to talk to us. There's a ground ball to third, fielded by the third baseman on his knees, a throw to first. And the runner must be safe because I can't see there down there, so I'm going to guess that he's safe. We're blocked by the stands here in right field. For those of you just joining us for the first time for this game, we're broadcasting from a car because it's too windy to be outside. You wouldn't be able to hear us because of all the wind and all the dust. So that's a line drive into right field for a base hit off the bat of Mike Gonzalez. It'll be runners at first and second and nobody out. And that'll bring up Mike Elliott.
Ufaka chasing one run, down 7-6, but with something going here in the top of the fourth.
And the first pitch is a ball. We have two more games after this. We'll take a break, and then it'll be time for Friday Night Lights. There's a drive into right center field. The ball is down, gets between the outfielders, rolls to the fence. One run is in, and here comes another man, and he is safe, or he's in, and then the throw to third base, it'll be a triple for Mike Elliott.
And 2 RBIs on that triple, which means that Ufaka has now taken the lead 8-7.
And so as they continue their bat, it's Joshua Sosa. You can see the catcher wiping the dirt out of his eyes. He's in probably the worst place to be because of where he is and the dirt just blowing in. There is a fly ball out into right field. The catch is made. It'll be a sacrifice fly as Mike Elliott scores the third run of the inning, and that makes it now 9-7. The winner of this game gets the LA Thunder, and the loser gets to go back and do a little gambling. There's a strike called. The next one, swing and a fly ball lifted out into right center field. Right center fielder comes in, draws the beat, makes a one-handed catch, ranging to his left. This is Ernest Solano. And there's a line foul to the left side and out of play.
And again, that foul's going to count as his second strike, but he does have one more foul he can give before he would be out.
And there's a ground ball to the middle fielder. They're going with a middle fielder now, is Dallas, and that's James Clark being the middle fielder, makes the play to first base, and the inning is over. But however, 3 runs did score for the Euphocas, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Our new score here is Euphauca 9 and Force 7 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And it has been a great week here in Vegas. I came in on Friday participating in the board and delegate meetings, and then we had a lovely Hall of Fame dinner on Sunday night, inducted new members, including former commissioner of my own America's Finest City Softball League, Tom Abbas.
He made a great speech.
Part of the way this all works is with a... That's how I met him, and almost 20 years into that friendship now.
That's great. All right, it is the force up right now, and there's a strike called. There's a line drive hit out into center field, and the center fielder got his glove on the ball, but the ball falls in. I'm going to score it a hit because it would have been a tough play. Now that is a player. Hang on, I think this was a substitute. Yes, Sean Ryan. So apparently Grayson Chavez is not able to continue, so Sean Ryan just got that hit. So we'll lead off base runner, and Connor Henderson will be the batter. You may recall that in the previous inning, the second inning, Chavez scored a run, but fell down. He crumbled to the ground, and apparently he has a leg injury, and that's as much as we know. There's a fly ball hit out into right field, and the catch is made, and that's out it's a foul ball. At 9-7 our score. And the next delivery is swung on and lined over the third baseman's glove, but foul.
That had a lot of hook on it.
Yes, it did.
Going over between second and third there, I thought that was going to land easy, but it just kept going and landed well foul. So next foul, Henderson would be out. She's got to put it in play this time.
Okay, that's right. Runner at first and nobody out. On deck batter is Ryan Littlejohn. Starting to feel a lot better now with all this sunshine. But the wind hasn't gone down at all. And the next one is a ball. The count is full at 3-2.
Looked like the pitcher threw it inside a little bit, hoping he could get one more foul ball for the easy out, but
here's the 3-2. There's a ground ball in the hole, almost fielded by the shortstop. Glances off of his glove and onto the left field for a base hit. And so, runners at first and third. And here, first and second for Ryan Littlejohn. He's been on twice. He has scored once, and he takes the first pitch low.
2 doubles in that first inning. He was out on a nice play to third. Another one to right field. Looks like a double again for Littlejohn.
Sean Ryan scored to third base. Connor Henderson. And Littlejohn on at second now, and the game is 9-8. Mike Kerr, the batter, and he could give his team the lead again.
Kerr also on base twice today.
He swings and grounds one into right field for a hit. No, he didn't. Okay, my view obstructed. Okay, so what has happened here? It's a ground ball to second. The out is made at first. Connor Henderson scored, and on the play, Littlejohn the third. So the putout will go 4-3. Kerr is out. James Clark, the batter. He swings and grounds one to second base. The second baseman bobbles it. Shovels over to shortstop for one. The relay not in time. James Clark runs way too fast. And on the play, Ryan Littlejohn does score, and Nate Cassidy will be the batter. And just like that, 3 runs have scored in the inning, and Dallas Force takes the lead again at 10-9. There is a fly ball hit out into left field. Put out is made, and on the play, Clark will tag and go to second base. I have 3 runs in the inning. Joel, what do you have?
I have 3 runs in as well.
Okay. 10-9 our score. Josh Heward made that last out. Now the batter, Nate Cassidy. And he swings and hits a very high fly ball hit out to left center field. Left fielder comes over and drops the ball. James Clark will score, and on the play, Cassidy to second. I don't know. Could it have been the wind affecting that?
Wind or sun, hopefully it wasn't the glare off the car again, but there have been some tough balls out there in left field today, things that people looked lined up on. Also thinking, when we talk about the wind blowing, it is blowing in from the field, and I think that's keeping a lot of balls in the field of play, whereas usually you'd see more home runs in a B game.
Carl Powell hits one to second base, and he is out to put out 4-3. That ends the 4th inning for Force, but they scored 4 times in the inning, and as we go to the top of the 5th, our new score is the Force 11 and Ufaka 9 here on the Cloud Sports Network. You were talking a little earlier about the Hall of Fame and Tom Abbas and the wonderful speech that he gave. We want to give a shout out and a thanks for all you did. Salute to Roy Mullaney, who was the chair of the Hall of Fame committee for many years. Roy announced during the Hall of Fame banquet on Sunday night that he is stepping down from his role as the Hall of Fame committee head. And I'm telling you, that's a job that, more than one person needs to be doing because there's so much that goes on in it. Hats off to you, Roy, and thank you very much for your contribution to the Hall of Fame.
Yep, Roy been doing that for years. The way softball runs, we have a 7-member board. We have committee chairs, Hall of Fame projects and programs, and Hall of Fame is one of those programs, and it's all volunteer. The people who put together a week-long tournament just do it because they believe that it's a good place to have a safe place for people to play softball from our LGBTQ+ community.
Mm-hmm. I have to admit being a little bit sad about that, but not only does he put on the Hall of Fame dinner and puts his effort into that, but he also has to be in charge of the Hall of Fame ballots and the nominations and all of that. So hats off to you, Roy, again, and thank you.
Well, we should mention that you, Rich, are a Hall of Fame member, as is our lead here at Cloud Sports, Roman Jimenez, inducted last year, I believe.
Joe Tenardini grounds one to the second baseman. He bobbles it, recovers, though, and throws in time to get the leadoff batter here in the top of the 5th inning. Next batter will be Drew Nakano. We were told that we would be speaking to one of the new members of the Hall of Fame. There was a class of 7 that got inducted this year, and so I'm hoping to talk to Tony Mace about that.
And in case you're wondering, these games in the elimination rounds go for 60 minutes. If 60 minutes have expired, they wouldn't start a new inning. They do have to, of course, have a winner, so there is an international tiebreaker if we get there. Does not look like we'll have any run rules here in this game right now.
I don't think so. Nakano will be the batter. 1 out and nobody on. And here's the first pitch from Carl Powell. And it's a ball inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the next one is a ball, 3 balls and 1 strike. We have, again, 2 more games this afternoon, then 2 games this evening. We're going to take a break. And then we've got games tomorrow, and Nakano, by the way, draws a walk. We'll have games tomorrow starting, I believe, at about 10 after 10. And we're going to have as many of the championship games in various divisions as we go through the day here, and then things will be done. And there's a strike call to Jerry Iglesias. And he fouls one down the left field line. After this World Series has been concluded, planning will continue for the 2025 World Series, which will be in Houston, which was home of the 2024 NAGAAA Cup. The 2026 World Series has been awarded to, well, I'll tell you after this pitch, because 2026 World Series, Joel, there's a fly ball hit out into right center field. That ball is going to get down, and it's going to go all the way to the fence. Runners will advance to second and third. Here comes Nakano around third, and he scores. Where are we going in 2026?
So we are going back to Columbus. And if anybody wonders why do we love Columbus, everybody says we're going to Columbus with a smile. They have, I believe this is their 4th time hosting the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
It is always tremendous because they have something called Berliner Park, which has, I believe, nearly 30 softball fields in one spot. So you can, rather than driving from place to place, you can just walk around and see your friends play when you're done with the game.
All right, Tommy Marquez lines one into left center field for a hit. A run scores, another runner to third. No, a run did not score. The runner held to third. It's going to be runners at first and third now, as Iglesias held third and Marquez at first. That ball was hit solidly. Armando Reynosa will be the batter. Will be a courtesy runner for Marquez.
The way the World Series process works usually is that a league bids to say, hey, have it here. Columbus has done this multiple times. For their bid, they brought out an amazing woman who is part of their sports commission, who is just made us feel so good that we're going to go there, that they really want us there, and we love that.
Is her name Linda?
No, it was not
wasn't
Linda.
Linda this time. And that pitch is a ball. And then in 2027, San Francisco.
And that will be the 50th anniversary.
But wait, there's more. And that pitch is a strike. And there's a pitch that is hit in the air to right field. The ball is down. A run will score. Runners will hold at second and third. Nope, the runner from third will score. Iglesias scored. And I believe Marquez did score. So three runs have scored in this inning. Reynosa is at second, and that should bring up Brayton Landry.
Yep, that was Nakano scored, Iglesias scored, and I believe that was a courtesy runner for Marquez who came across the plate. And so, as you say, 3 runs into the inning, runner on second and 1 down.
There's a line drive hit out into right center field. That is in for a hit. Runner at third will make a turn, and he will hold. So we go back to the top of the order, and Mike Gonzalez, the batter. the first pitch is grounded to the right side, past the second baseman and on into right field for a hit, and another run has scored. That's Reynosa, who's crossed the plate with the fourth run of the inning.
And you mentioned we're going to Houston next year. I want to give a little shout out to Houston. It takes a lot of work, and there wasn't anybody able to do it. So Houston stepped up. Cassidy Cryer and Steve, I believe it's Amadeo, and his team doing a great job and getting ready to welcome us next year.
Mike Elliott hits the first pitch, and it's fouled down the right field line. That's an easy 2.5 to 3 hour drive for me.
I think one of the things that's going to be exciting in Houston from what I've seen is, there's 3,000 or 4,000 people here. It's hard to have events. Oftentimes they're outside, but you're at risk of rain and things. They've got some huge indoor spaces in Houston that I think we're going to use, so we're going to have the parties inside.
Fly ball hit out into right center field. Right fielder ranging over to his right. Makes the catch. Runner at second tags and goes to third. So it'll be first and third with 2 out for Joshua Sosa. It's a 4-run inning so far for Ufaka. Wind is still kicking up here. And there's a time called by the umpire. He wants to do some housekeeping at third, on the third base side. And the first pitch to Sosa is hit in the air, fouled down the right side. There's a fly ball hit out into center field. Center fielder ranges back to about 5 or 6 steps, makes the catch. The inning is over. However, it's a 4-run 6th inning.
Introducing Happy Thursday, the bubble-free spiked refresher with bold fruit flavor. Weekend flavor any day of the week. Happy Thursday.
And I think that is something like our 5th lead change. We started this game with Ufaka not scoring in their half of the first inning, then Texas coming, then Ufaka 5-1, then Texas force 6-5, then Texas force 7-5, and then Ufaka 9-3, then Texas force 11-4 or 11, and now Ufaka 13 ahead 13-11. And if you're watching our broadcast, you're going to see one of my favorite things, which is in the right-hand corner of our screen, you're going to see the logo of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is a partner of International Pride Softball. In every city where there is a baseball team, they try to help us out with things like their Pride Nights or their Out at the Park Nights. And we did, unfortunately, have to think about the passing of Billy Beane, who was one of the great ambassadors for Major League Baseball to the LGBTQ plus community, one of the first out gay players. Wonderful guy. Got to interview him once. Sad that he passed this past year.
And they recognized him, I believe, at the Hall of Fame banquet the other night.
Yes. Recognized him there, and they also recognized him at other things throughout the week.
Omar Zabanye, the batter, he swings and hits one high in the air to right center field. Center fielder ranging over to his left, and the right fielder ranging to his right, and neither one could get the ball, and it's a leadoff double for Zabanye. He is the last batter in the lineup. So a leadoff double in this 2-run game.
And just to give you a feel for the wind in another way, my car here is telling me it is 75 degrees outside, and I believe it, but you can see it's so windy these players are wearing hoodies and sweaters just to stay warm out on the field.
And the first pitch to Gray is hit in the air to center field. The center fielder had trouble with the ball, maybe a combo of sun and wind. Sabanye around third, he will score. Right fielder comes up with the ball, gets it in. It will be a leadoff double. The ball gets by the cutoff man, and that will allow Gray to go to third.
So 1 run in, our score is now 13-12. Texas Force making up half of the deficit.
That ball was affected definitely by the wind. It was hit into the wind and did not get the carry that the outfielder thought it might get. And then when it dropped, it rolled to the fence, and by the time the right fielder could get, and by the way, we don't have positionals, so we can't tell you who the players are that are out there, what position they're playing, but nevertheless, oh good, we've got the Los Angeles lineup headed in our direction, so we'll get an early start on that. But the LA Thunder will be the team that plays the winner of this game, and the first pitch is a strike. And that pitch is swung on and fouled. This is Sean Ryan, and that pitch went over his head. There's a bouncing ball on into center field for a base hit. Another run has scored.
And our game is now tied at 13.
And I'm sure that we have to be getting close to a time. The batter is going to be Connor Henderson.
I'm with you. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Some of these innings have been long. There's been a couple of pauses, so I got to think maybe we're close to time. I did not see the umpire say that the clock had run out, but we'll see. It may be that if Texas scores a run, that'll be it.
There's a fly ball that started out in the right center field and then curved over to right field. The catch is made. Throw comes into second base, gets by the second baseman, but back by the shortstop, and so it'll be a runner at first and 1 out on the fly ball by Henderson, and that'll bring up Ryan Littlejohn. Yeah, that ball got definitely affected by the stiff wind. And the first pitch to Littlejohn is a ball.
Okay, Lance is coming over to tell us time is done. So if they score this run to break the tie, that should be it.
There's Ryan on his way to third, and they're going to send him, Littlejohn, into second base, and the run scores, and the game is over. A walk-off from Ryan Littlejohn that scored. Great, Sean Ryan makes our final score. The the Dallas Force 14 and the Long Beach UFACA 13. There'll be a break here. UFACA's run in the tournament is over. The Force will advance. They will take on the Los Angeles Thunder, and that game will begin in about 5 or 10 minutes. So we are going to take that break so we can regroup. We want to thank you for being with us. For Mitch Barnes, for Tyler Forster, for Lance Elliott Turner, and for Roman Jimenez and Joel Tremblay, Dr. Joel Tremblay, Rich Siegel saying we'll be back in just a few minutes again with our next game between the LA Thunder and the Dallas Force here on the Cloud Sports Network.